Number one, stop lying to yourself. If you say you want to change your life this week, tomorrow you want to completely change your life, then do it. If you say, okay, tonight at 6 o'clock, I'll go to the gym and I'll start my first workout, then do it. There's such a hidden negative of lying to yourself, of not achieving what you tell yourself to do, right? If you tell yourself, okay, today I'm gonna work on my business, or tomorrow I'm gonna wake up at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. and then on 7 a.m. I'm gonna go to the gym before my work, before my 9-to-5 job. When you don't do that, even though it feels so like minute that, yeah, okay, you know, you kind of like shame yourself, like, okay, I didn't do it, fuck it. But the long-term damages, like subconsciously, you're gonna build up more and more excuses, right? Because your brain kind of like fights against you. Like you're gonna develop a lizard brain that tells you, yeah, look, you're not gonna be able to achieve that anyway, right? Because you weren't able to go to the gym at 6 o'clock, right? Even though you tell yourself something so small like going to the gym, weren't able to do that. How the fuck do you think you can become rich? Your lizard brain develops that, right? There's a small voice and it gets louder and louder the more you lie to yourself. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect, bro. I struggle even sometimes today with it, right? There's that lizard brain telling me, right? Finding excuses or telling me those negative thoughts that I'm not able to achieve that. How often have you seen those like motivational David Goggins clips the night before and you think, yeah, next day, 4 a.m., full hustle, full focus. How often did you fucking say that or think that? And how often did you actually pull through? None, right? None. So stop lying to yourself. If you say the task is this, then you need to stand as a man and do the task. Even if something like comes through, or like you're talking to a girl and she really wants to go out with you, or she actually has time for you because you're a little pussy bitch, actually finds time for you to go on a date, and it's the same day that you need to do like business work and record videos, then you just need to be the man and say, look, I'm busy, I can't, and not just move the task away. Because the second you move the task or you find an excuse to not do the task, you will never do it, trust me. Number two, lower your baseline happiness or your baseline gratitude, right? What that basically means is if you want to be able to enjoy the work that you're doing, like business, like fitness, like learning, you want to be able to enjoy that. It's not about forcing yourself to do the work, because if you're going to force yourself, you're going to increase the friction. You're going to increase like the negative thoughts of, yeah, I don't want to really do that. I'd rather play video games. And that's the point. Pretty sure you either, play video games, are fapping, still jacking off, or doing like bad habits, eating junk food, like instant gratification stuff. The problem is with those instant gratification habits or activities, the dopamine hit that you get is just for a short time, but then it decreases your baseline happiness. And then if you want to become happy again, you need to do more of those bad habits. And because you need to do more of those bad habits, it again decreases your baseline happiness. And the problem is not you're just going to become more sad or depressed or just lethargic. But the problem is doing stuff that like requires delayed gratification, takes time to feel the happiness. You don't really want to do it, right? The more you play video games, the more you jack off, the less you're going to enjoy actual work. Like the end goal is that you sit in front of the PC and you fucking enjoy the work, because that's the only thing that entertains you. If you keep playing video games even like 1 hour a day, that's still gonna decrease your baseline happiness. And any work that you wanna do, any fitness tasks, whatever, any task that you have that isn't instant gratification, you will struggle through it so much more. There's gonna be much more friction of actually pulling through, right? Even like fucking scrolling on Instagram or social media, that's instant dopamine hits. That's like the worst. I forgot, that's like the worst. Put the fucking phone away. How often did you start learning, for school or for business? You're reading like or watching courses, trying to learn, and then there's this fucking death grip the phone, it screams at you, you want to pick up your fucking phone. Fucking throw the phone away, man, and focus on the work. Increase that baseline happiness. It's not just that you're gonna enjoy the work more, you're gonna become a more happy individual. So there's just benefits. While you're doing the work, it feels like shit in the moment, but after you're gonna become happier. And then the more you do the work, the more you increase the baseline happiness, the more you're gonna enjoy the actual work in the moment, and the more happy you will get at the end of the day. Number 3, be wary of your brain points. Imagine like your health points in the video game, but for your brain. Your brain has a limited amount of energy that it can use up. It's like a fucking stamina bar in a video game. That's the easiest way I can explain to you. Let's say 100 is like the maximum brain points. And the problem is, the less of those brain points you have, the less you're able to do any task that needs brain points. So as an example, right, you wake up in the morning, you know, turning off the fucking alarm clock is -1 brain point. Nothing hard, just easy, you know, just needs to press the button. And then, you know, opening up the phone, maybe even checking your fucking Instagram DMs or your social media DMs or scrolling on social media, that's -20 brain points. And already in the morning, you lost a lot of brain points. Now the problem is, throughout the day, let's say you have the task of recording a video, YouTube video, or scripting a YouTube video that requires like 40 brain points. Because you have less now, it's gonna be much more harder to do it, right? So what you want to do is avoid things that reduce your brain points. And the biggest or easiest way is every night before you go sleep, or every evening before you go sleep, is there anything that you can do right now with your leftover brain points, right, that you have? Like, is there anything that you can do right now so for the next day you don't waste those brain points? And of course, there's no like a way you can like see how many brain points you are. There's no like fucking XP bar or something, but you can just tell or think that, okay, if I, you know, prepare my clothes for the next day, prepare my clothes for the gym, or, you know, prepare my gym bag, you know, get my boxing gloves, wrap everything, you know, place the perfume I want to wear tomorrow, or open up the task or the course that I want to learn. Opening these things up before you go sleep, so the next day when you wake up, you can then save those brain points and then use them for the true work, because you have enough brain points to do the work. That was a really complicated explanation, but I hope you understand. Number 4, and of course it's one of the easiest advices you can give in the self-improvement niche: water. Drink water. Drink like fucking 5 to 6 liters every day. So like every hour you need to piss, right? I'd rather have you take it to the extreme and you need to piss every hour than just, you know, try, you know, only hitting 1.5 liters a day, or just like, you know, the exact amount that you need. Just drink water. And of course, if you want like fucking sparkling water, go buy sparkling water. Or you want like a little bit of taste because you hate the taste of water, which is kind of like pussy bitch, but whatever. You can like fucking, you know, get the water with like, you know, orange taste, whatever. There's a fucking fly going around here, I'm sorry. Because your brain, if you are not hydrated, if you don't have like fuel for your body, the water, why do you expect that you're able to focus, that you have strength in the gym? The water is like the fucking fuel in a race car. The more water you drink, the more your body is able to actually use that water to fuel you, to give you that energy, to give you more brain points, right? And the problem is with dehydration, it's not you just feel like shit and you get headaches, you also lose focus, you kind of like get bloated, you get uglier. There's no benefits on being dehydrated. Of course there isn't. So why do you struggle with drinking water? Just everywhere you go, be it gym, be at your work table, be in school, be at your work 9 to 5 job, just have a fucking water bottle. And of course, if you want to be truly like Giga Chad, get a glass bottle, right? Get a glass bottle you can close on and drink it, right? Because we don't need to talk about microplastics. Everybody talks about microplastics. You know they're bad. So try to get a fucking glass bottle. And of course, if you want, you can buy a soda stream so you enjoy drinking water. I want you to stop drinking soda, all those sweetened garbage, because that's the problem that you're having while you're not enjoying normal water, because your fucking taste buds are so burned and so destroyed with such acid that you don't enjoy water, because oh, you need the sugary taste, right? You need the fucking Coke, right? Be a man, bro. You stop being a man child, still drinking like 1.5 liters of Coke, right? Get a fucking water bottle. Number 5, and this is kind of like a niche trick, which is also kind of weird, but it's effective and it works. When you're doing work, dress professionally. And I'm not saying that you need to be completely suited up with a tie and everything. If you want to do that, of course. But the benefits of being dressed professionally is that you're gonna feel like a professional while doing work. Especially if you're like doing coaching or doing calls, doing like video meetings. It's not just that you feel more professional and you want to act more professional, the person across the screen, across the telephone, whatever, is gonna feel that professionalism. It also just like helps you improve your styling, because in the morning when you're dressing yourself up for your work, for your task, if you see, yeah, okay, this color works with this pants, this shirt works with these pants, you're just gonna learn as well how to style. But the biggest effect is that when you're doing the work, you just feel like a professional. It's actually your job. Especially if you want to take it further, that you want to become financially free, retire your parents, right? fucking become an entrepreneur. Having that professional feeling, not just being like a fucking sweater, teeth not brushed, stinky and fucking destroyed. And of course, if you have like a tight schedule and you don't really have time to dress up because, you know, you want to record a video and then you want to go to the gym because then you need to go to the 9-to-5 job. Of course, you don't need to be completely perfectionist, but just be the man, kind of dress up, groom yourself a little bit in the morning, even though you're free that day or you don't really have any tasks. Just do it because it's such a good habit, this fucking fly. It's such a good habit to develop because you're gonna feel more professional, you're gonna become more professional, and it's just a good habit to develop to know how to style yourself. Other than that, if you want to truly change your mindset, check the Mindset Bootcamp link in the description. That's my paid course. I'll see you in the next one.